saw the woman drunk with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I marveled with great amazement. Now I want to show you something which is very important for what we're going to study in the future. This harlot is only one part of Babylon. She's the main protagonist of Babylon. But Babylon in Revelation is composed of three parts. Are you understanding what I'm saying? She is, for example, like Jezebel. You know, Jezebel was the key figure. She manipulated everything, and her false prophets did what she said, and the King Ahab, did what she said. But she was the main power behind the king and behind the false prophets. It's kind of like John the Baptist. Do you know John the Baptist also had three enemies? It looks like the devil works in groups of three. Because with John the Baptist, was there a king that was involved? Yes. Was there a mother that was involved? Yes. Was there a daughter who was involved? Yes. You see, this story in Revelation is actually prefigured by the story of Elijah, and it's prefigured by the story of the death of John the Baptist. In other words, if you know how the different actors interplayed in the story of Elijah and in the story of John the Baptist, the three enemies of Elijah and John the Baptist, you're going to know how everything is going to pan out at the end of time. We don't have time to get into Elijah and John the Baptist. We'd have to have one lecture for each in order to understand how the relationship between these three enemies in the days of Elijah and these three enemies in the days of John the Baptist prefigure perfectly what's going to happen at the end of time. But I want you to notice that Babylon has three parts. Revelation 16 and verse 19. It says there in Revelation 16 verse 19, now the great city was divided into what? Into three parts. What is the great city? Babylon, right? We've already identified the great city as Babylon. The great city was divided into three parts. So how many parts does Babylon have? Three. And in case you're wondering whether the expression the great city is referring to Babylon, let's continue reading. And the cities of the nations fell, and great what? Babylon was remembered before God to give her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. Is God going to pour out his wrath upon Babylon like he did upon Israel in the Old Testament because of her abominations, because of her fornication, because of the wine that she gives to the nations, etc., because she shed innocent blood? Absolutely. This is a repetition of history. But at the end, it's global. In other words, the history of Israel is a model in miniature. It's a small-scale model of what is going to happen on a global scale at the end of time. Now you say, what are the three parts of Babylon? Revelation 16 and verses 13 and 14. Revelation 16, 13 and 14. It says, and I saw three unclean spirits like frogs coming out of the mouth of the dragon. There's one. Out of the mouth of the beast, there's two. And out of the mouth of whom? Out of the mouth of the false prophet. What are the three parts of Babylon? The dragon, the beast, and the false prophet. In lecture number 10 of this series, we're going to talk about the beast.